What's up, fam? I'm Joey. Today we'll be speaking with a young and rising artist who's absolutely blown up with his last couple of singles, from Romantic Homicide to Here With Me. Today we have David. What's up? How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I am very well. Okay, so David, I know I probably don't look a day over 20, but back in my day, when we talk about bedroom music, we're talking about sexy R&B kind of stuff, right? In the 2000s onwards, when we talk about bedroom music, we're talking about artists who are literally making music out of their bedroom. But you're more of a my sister's closet kind of artist. Am I getting that?
Yeah, I took it a step further from the bedroom to the closet, yeah.
How did you start? When did you start? And why your sister's closet? Don't you have one?
It's not a walk-in closet, that's why. It was a whole process of me looking for the acoustics in the house. I was in the kitchen at one point. I was in the living room, and I was like, okay, closet, let me find one that has a little bit of an enclosed space, but I can also hear the reverb off the wall. So my sister's closet was perfect.
Right.
And I started 9 months ago in November 2021.
Wow.
Right after everything started freeing up in COVID. I mean, I wasn't going to leave the house anyways. I'm homeschooled, so I had nowhere to go regardless.
Yeah.
But I was on the game a lot. I was on Fortnite, Call of Duty. I was just playing a lot of video games during that time.
Yeah.
And I got pretty good at it. And I started posting on YouTube, trying to become a professional video game player.
You got it.
And I was using music that was copyrighted, like the mainstream music, like rap things that would sync to the gun, like the gunshots and the sounds in the game. I would get copyright strikes, and they would take my revenue, or the video would get taken down or even blocked sometimes. So I cried to my mom about it, and she was like, "Just find a way to make your own music. Why don't you just make your own song if it's bothering you that much?"
Yo, come on, that's not what she really sounds like. She's not gonna like this.
I kid you not.
All right, so you told mom about this. She gave you that high pitched nasally, make your own music, and then you did, right?
Exactly. Next day, so I said how to make music on iPhone, and I was like, this might be it. The first song I made is called Runaway. It's still up. That's the thing, I didn't even test it out to see how it would work. I just made a song and decided to just throw it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I made You and I, which was the first song I ever put in a Fortnite montage.
Yeah.
And I posted on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere I could, so people could see the gameplay. But then I threw at the end of the video, I made the song so people know who it is. And it took off. Other people started using it in their montages. It got a little following on the Twitter Fortnite community.
Yeah.
So I kept doing it, trying to, hope that the music would propel my Fortnite, not that the Fortnite would propel the music.
Yeah.
It was kind of and it worked in opposite, because people like the music more than the Fortnite gameplay. And I was gaining a little community on Twitter of people that like the music more than Fortnite. So I moved to TikTok with it, and then
there you go. The rest is history. Yeah. But those are two very competitive industries, I would say, the esports and the music industry, right? And I'm just amazed that you're 17 now. When's your birthday, by the way?
March 28th. Next year.
March. Okay, so you turned 17 for a bit, but when I was 17, I was not thinking about hustling like that. It's like you are trying to make money on YouTube. You're thinking about going into music professionally. And even I think gaming now, like Fortnite this year just got the Fortnite Championship Series, and the winning prize money is like $3 million. Would you ever consider that as well?
Oh yeah, man, I can't wait to play Fortnite again and just get into the tournaments, because my internet's kind of not good right now. So when I get that situated,
got to get better.
Yeah, I know. Get back into it.
So the music is going to support that high speed internet, and then you can get into Fortnite and make the real bucks.
Exactly.
Who are some of the artists that you're inspired by? Because you make this very lo-fi, nostalgic kind of sounds, and I'm just curious, maybe any New York natives, or you're in Houston now, right? Do you take inspiration from anyone there?
No, I'm under a rock when it comes to Houstonians. Most of the inspiration I take is out there in the UK and Australia and things like that.
Oh,
I really take inspiration from everything, all music, because I have such a wide range of songs out at the moment, even unreleased. I just try to cover every base. So when I'm tapping into a new song, I try to merge as much as I can to bring something unique, because there's a lot of things that have been done already. And you're listening to all this music, and you're like, okay, so this person did that too, and this person is a clone of that person, yada, yada, yada. So I try to bring something new to the table in any way that I can. Especially when using whether it be a British accent in a song, or taking a different tone of voice, or mellow, like Romantic Homicide or Dirty Secrets. And just try to just mess around and play with art, because it's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. So
yeah, making music
try to
should
have
be
as
fun.
much fun.
Making content in general should be fun because if you're having fun,
Exactly.
then people can feel it. But since you mentioned romantic homicide, let's go there. I mean, I'm curious about your process because this song is about having such an intensity of emotion that in the back of your head you're thinking about, offing that loved one. But love and hate is a fine line, right? Did you feel
Exactly.
this in a relationship, in a past relationship, or did you kind of just imagine what it is like to fall in love?
Imagine what it is like to fall in love, because I have
That's
yet to
amazing.
fall in love, and I have yet to have a heartbreak. And I feel
Wow.
like the poetry aspect of it as well, because I've been writing poetry since I was like in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like taking the writing, it's bro, my whole life. It's crazy that I'm thinking about it. I never thought of making music prior to this.
Yeah.
While
So
writing like that.
You were on that line of taking what is poetry like? You were saying something important.
Right. Taking what poetry is and then verbalizing that, because poetry isn't always life experiences. It's kind of metaphorical and theoretical in a way, taking things from other people's lives and bringing that into sort of a fantasy world, but then it's also grounded in reality.
Yeah.
So trying to find that fine line where it's relatable, but it's also like, it is a circumstance in which everybody would go through, but it's still a mental thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like tapping into that, especially with Here With Me being like the alternate, what if romantic homicide didn't happen? What if the relationship went well?
Yeah.
Trying to cover both bases with like a story in the 2 songs and like making it an entire like a lore around it almost as well, with the blindfold.
That's what I felt like. That's what I felt like, because when I was listening to these 2 songs, I was wondering if they're from the same relationship. Yes and no, right? So there is no such relationship, but you imagined the flip sides of the coin and how this would have turned out. That's amazing that you're able to think it up. And I can only imagine if you actually experienced a love story like that one day, what you would write. My goodness.
Man, no, man. Best album of ever coming out when that happens, I'm telling you.
I hope for you, I wish for you, David, that you go through the Here With Me kind of relationship and not the other way around.
Of course.
All right. So what are you thinking about coming up next? I mean, you said you are not completely disregarding the gaming side, right? You might still do both and maybe the content creating side, but musically, are you going to keep on creating something else? And if so, do you have a project on the way?
Of course. I'm trying to get everything, even live shows together, everything. I'm trying to think about cohesiveness and how to bring a whole world around the music, especially what's coming up next year, man. I can't wait for people to hear / see everything I have planned. So it's gonna be amazing.
All right, can't wait. And just so we got more musical projects, likely we have more content from you. Keep up with the YouTube page from David, and of course keep a lookout for more music. David, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Of course, thank you. It was an honor.